one and all. I'm vk3sl and welcome to our evening missions test programmatic. So we're just winding things up here, winding down the fader. I'd like to hear a lot more of Ken. Well, we hear a fair bit of his music, but yes, we have agendas. And I can hear you there, Frank.
Yes, I'm just going over to speak to Clint briefly.
Yeah, sure, do that. And we look forward to your company whenever you're ready. So, all fine. And we'll look forward to catching up with Frank, and we'll just play a few records tonight just to keep the airwaves warm and uphold a tradition of Friday night, late night missiones, where we just, play gramophone records, original material. It's sort of the way of things here. It's it's a bit of it's a bad itch, and it's playing theatre. It's theatre, playing with turntables, playing DJ, and but I have to say I'm learning a lot as I go, and I'm sure Frank would say the same. We sort of just discover all sorts of new things, and there's always another rabbit hole to fall down. This afternoon we heard Midge Williams, which was a really interesting exploration. I refer people to the log if you're interested. And I should mention at this point that we do log the programs on YouTube and actually on the Internet Archive as well. But presently on YouTube, vk3sl is my call sign, and there is a dedicated space for these programs. We've been going for quite some years. Anyhow, we will kick off with a Bosworth record, mood music from London in the 1930s, early 40s, thereabouts. Quite a few Bozzies here. And these records always sort of they capture them. I'm trying out a new stylus arrangement today, so it may be a bit better, and I've made some seasonal changes. Hopefully it'll do what it should. So we've slapped it on the SP10. This one's a 78, and it's an outside start. Well, you had some Spanish flavour there on an old Oswald disc. And the name of the track was Toreador et Annalus, Rubinstein Nemeti. The other side is Sanctuary of the Heart. These are both recordings featuring Louis Voss's grand orchestra. Sanctuary of the Heart happens to be a composition of Kettelby, Albert W. Kettelby. He's the king of Edwardiana. So I reckon we'll play this. We'll have a listen to some Kettelby, and Frank's with us there.
Didn't he write in a Persian market?
Yes, he did indeed. And we've got recordings of him conducting his own music here. He was an organist, I think.
Yeah.
And we'll probably should keep this one aside as well for any future feature on Kettelby's music.
He wrote some nice music, I think.
Yes, he did. He was a great melodicist.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of his tunes are really enduring. They're great. Well, I'll play this. We'll never know what it's like. Sanctuary of the Heart. It sounds very, very Edwardian. But, these Bosworth discs are all interesting. Oh, so grand.
Now, this music was used as the theme for an Australian soap opera at one point.
Really?
Music for which I would suggest it is perfect.
Okay. Do you remember the soap opera?
I don't remember, I'm sorry.
Okay, that's all right.
Might have been When a Girl Marries or something like that.
Really? Okay.
It's of that ilk.
Yes. Now, something interesting about that. I heard a very direct quote from Kol Nidri Max Brooks' Kol Nidre, many bars of it. Now, I've played that work.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. It's something I played years ago,
Yeah.
and it's sort of an adaptation of a very well known Jewish hymn.
Yeah.
And the Kol Nidre is sort of, I think it's ancient, but yes, it was quoted in that performance, in verbatim, really, or part of it at least.
Yeah.
So how about that? So maybe there's a broader story. I know that a lot of Ketelby's music is programmatic, so there's often quite a story behind it. But it would be worthwhile at some point. I know I've got an album somewhere with a whole stack of recordings of him conducting his own music.
Yeah.
So we'll dig that up at some point and we'll enjoy the music of Ketelby. Now,
I think it's intended, whatever else, it's intended to evoke feelings of the heart.
Yes,
as it
absolutely.
says.
Yes, definitely. It's a sentimental sort of vibe.
That's right. That's not to denigrate it.
No, not at all. No, absolutely. No, it's interesting. Now, I mean, going through some of these boxes of recordings that Jamie very kindly passed across, and there's a lot of acetates unlabelled.
Oh, my God.
Oh, heaps of them. And I'm sort of riffing through them, and some of them are race calls and boxing matches and... quite a lot of church services and things. I won't play the church services.
No.
And private recordings. And some of them just come up with sort of examples of mood music, which I think may have been transcribed for acetate for a particular purpose.
Yeah.
Now, this one's completely unlabelled. There's no information whatsoever, and it's recorded on just half the disc on one side. The other side's got a home recording on it, which is of no interest.
No.
But this... I wonder. I'd be keen to know what you think. I can't remember if it's a 45 or 78. I'll just check. It's
too fast.
It's too fast. I think it's a 45. A lot of these acetates were recorded at 45. All right, we'll give this a go and see if you recognise this. But it was particularly uplifting and I thought interesting. So here we go. Frank, do you think it might be a 33? I'm going to just... I think
still too fast,
It's
Steve.
too fast.
You're
Now we're talking. It's probably a microgroove. Oh, well.
No, it will.
Yeah. Yay!
Oh, yeah.
So Frank, what do you know where it was from?
Look, I can't give you any specifics, but it was absolutely. I remember it hearing a lot. It was typical of the sort of music that was played between program is when one program didn't run as long as it should have.
Oh, yes.
And fill-in music.
Yeah, I gather that's the purpose of this. I'd say it would have been on standby.
It brings back so many memories.
Great.
But I can't be specific about it. Probably Jamie would have some more information.
Yeah, sure. You probably recognise what it is.
But back in I'm talking 40s and 50s.
Yes.
A very long time ago.
Okay.
Just so typical of the mornings with the housewives were.
It's classic incidental music, isn't it? Incidental light music. It just fills the gap. It's the delightful polyfiller.
Yeah, pleasant.
Yeah, it is. It's charming.
Pleasant.
Yeah.
Sweet. A bit of sweet.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, all right.
That's great to hear.
That's fun, isn't it? Oh, it's nice to discover these things.
Yeah.
Now, here's another one. This one here, this is interesting because it's an Armstrong disc, a Magnasound Armstrong acetate.
Then Bill.
Yeah, this is when Bill was working from home as a kid. This would be late 40s, early 50s.
Boy.
So it's got his address, 100 Darling Road, East Malvern.
This is a historic thing.
I should bring this to him and see if he can comment on it, because it's got his own homemade label with Armstrong with a big A and a
Get him
picture.
to autograph it for you.
Yes, with I should. And it's got a palette with 3 paintbrushes on one side. Someone's gone to great lengths to sort of. Someone's designed this label, and
You might want that back.
Yeah, it's got some music notes and a microphone drawn on it, and a little pad and a quill and a chalkboard or something. So there's it's quite a nicely designed label. But this, I think, was the very beginning for him.
Yeah.
And I think he actually made live recordings on wire and then transcribed them to discs. I think he may have done them initially at 3dB because he worked I think he worked for the ABC for a while as well.
Right.
In their cutting room, and then at 3dB, if I remember correctly. I should go back and catch up with him. Gosh, he'll be 95 or something now.
Yeah.
But
Probably do it sooner rather than later.
Yes, I think
for
so.
obvious reasons.
Yes, definitely. Well, this one is, it says, Merry and Bright, Foxtrot, Intermezzo, G, Bulanga, and Ork, O-R-K. So, we'll plonk it on. I think it's a 78. I'm pretty sure it is. So, I think it's an outside start.
Yeah.
Okay, well, the Coconut's got a good Guernsey in that record. So, goodness gracious, I wonder what that was all about.
I've never heard that.
I'm sure there's a story behind it. Merry and Bright, G, Boulanga and Orc.
Yeah.
But the other side is a polka called Keep Young. Look, I might as well play this because this record will go back in the box and not be seen for a long time. So,
Yes.
yeah, let's see this.
It might be good for you to keep it out, though, because if you go and see him...
Yeah, you're right, actually. I might find a spot for it. I've got to have a shelf for records that need to further attention.
So that's a bit pretty special, I reckon.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a dubbing from another source or if it's a live recording that he's made himself. It's something by the fiddle playing. I reckon it might have been done with a local group.
Yeah.
It certainly sounds very well recorded.
Very much.
It's superb. But well, we'll see if anything else emerges from side 2. Okay, there we have it. That was a recording made by Bill Armstrong on his own label, and probably in the late 1940s, early 1950s, and Bill's still with us. Amazing career. Very enterprising when you look at the information, the way this is all presented, and he would have been a very young fellow at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, G, Boulanga and Orc. That's what it says. Keep Young Polka. But some good fiddle playing there with nice edge. Okay, well, yes, I'll put this aside. And another one, without any label at all, on the acetate, it's in pretty poor condition, unfortunately, but it's it says My Heart Sings. Start Inside. Someone scratched that on the acetate. It's actually scratched on right in the centre of the disc. No label at all. And it has got a message at the start. Now, it possibly is a private recording, but it sounds a bit professional as well. And the piano playing on this side sounds like it's improvised. And see what you think. I think we may be able to do a bit of detective work here on this. We'll see. But you might recognise the voices or the style of the piano playing.
Sure.
But we'll play it and find out. There's no other identifying feature on this at all. So start inside, right in the middle. Now, I'll just get the levels right up here because there is an announcement, and she dedicates it to someone called Charlie, and there's a few words of introduction.
Charles Field is going to record this especially for you, John, in memory of his press gang and Golden Hind and very pleasant days together.
Okay, now what can we deduce from that?
It's a song with words.
Yes, yes,
It's all of a sudden my heart sings.
yes, sure.
It just goes up and down the major scale.
Yeah, and
It's good, isn't it?
it's beautifully played.
Beautifully played and nice harmonies.
Yes, I like the piano playing. I like its spaciousness and it's in the way, way he framed it.
An accomplished player, certainly.
Yes, definitely. I think she said Charles Field, and she referred to John.
John, this is for you, John.
Yeah, yes. I'll play that first bit again. Just the opening.
Yes, it'd be good.
Yeah.
Charles Field is going to record this especially for you, John. Memory of Press Gang and Golden Hind and very pleasant days together.
Yeah.
Yes, Charles Field is going to play this for you, John, in memory of the Press Gang or
Yeah.
something.
Who knows?
It must be a backstory there.
Oh, there certainly would be.
Yeah.
It's a private recording, obviously.
I think so, but it's very professional.
Very.
The other side's got more talking, and she sings.
Shit.
So I
Nice
remember
voice.
April. Yeah, so hear her sing, and I can't remember if they announced it at the start, but we'll hear this, and at the end there is a little bit of a chatter, so that might sort of give us more insight.
Mm.
So here we go, side B.
Especially this was made especially for you, John. Charles, do you remember how Commander Cochrane of the Golden Hind loved I'll Remember April?
He liked that number very much. A special arrangement was done, and he appreciated and liked the number so much.
It was played on Press Gang, wasn't it?
Correct.
That was when I was Susie Snook, wasn't it?
Yes, it certainly was.
What fun we had.
And how?
We hope you liked it, John.
Good, John.
Okay. Wow. Did you pick up anything from that little bit of dialogue at the end? It was.
Well, I would say she's definitely English. I would say she's she's an older woman. Her voice is not as good as it would have been 10 years earlier.
Yes.
That's about all I got.
Yeah, that's good. That's very observant, actually. I concur. I think so. Yes, it's a sort of a pastored voice a little bit. It's sort of got the.
It's still okay.
Yeah, it's still okay, but it has the hallmarks of a trained voice. So
Her speaking voice sounds younger than her singing voice.
Yes, interesting. Yeah. Oh,
Very
well.
pleasant speaking voice.
Yes, he had a lovely speaking voice, and so yes, that's interesting. That record, it's obviously a private recording with a story.
I think it probably meant a lot to someone.
Yes, I expect so. It's funny, isn't it, how we can sort of hear these things in a displaced way and just muse on what it might have been about.
The backstory was, and certainly is one there.
Yeah, definitely. Very heartfelt performance, really moving.
Very much so.
Yeah, it's quite
I
special.
didn't mean to denigrate her.
No, not at all. No, certainly nothing of the kind. Another one. There's lots of these here, and I just sampled this one. It's a Royce recording disc. All it says on the label is 9 volts off air.
Oh, really?
And the other side says cutter overload 15 volts. So I think it's a test. Someone's just testing systems. I think this has got a few different off air. Someone's just patched in various things, whether it's at a radio station or whether it's from a wireless set. I'm not sure, but I'll play some of it. It's a bit of a gap here. I was going to let it ride about 30 seconds of nothing.
Sugar's wish their clients, both the ladies and gentlemen's hairdressing, the compliments of the season. Sugar's, thank you for your patronage in the past.
And that's it. Bit of wow on the cut and the bit of wow on the cutting lathe there.
Yeah.
It sounded like it might have been from a variety program or something. There was
Well, there's a little bit of Sentimental Journey being played there.
Yes, that's right. I think
suspect that was a theme too.
Yeah. I think it probably predates John West's Sentimental Journey.
Off air, you know.
Yeah. You recognise the voice?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. It's pretty early. It would be Wartime. Royce recording disc. The other side's the Cutter Overload, which is not so. I'll just let's play 30 seconds of this, but it's not so. Yeah, this is some. I'm just trying to work out what this work is. I think it's Bach.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's announced. I don't think there's any other information. Maybe at the very end. I'll just go to the end. Yeah, it's really overloaded. It's obviously a test. Test to Piccadilly.
Yeah, lovely.
Oh, got one word from. Okay, we'll never get the full picture there. We could probably work out what it is, but it's a slightly inconsistent speed on that. But yeah, there's just a couple I just pulled out of the pile to sample, and we'll persevere with that and find some more in time. Now, something I wanted to play, as I think I mentioned this afternoon, Frank, I've been testing this gramophone out.
Yeah.
And there's one record which has been lost in the shelf for quite some time, and I don't think it's in any of the anthologies that I know. And it's possibly one of the rare recordings I've got here, and it's features Pablo Casals in the 1920s playing a little gavotte by Valentini, and another work called Tonadilla by Casado, and I just have no awareness of this on any collection, and it's some of the most unbelievable cello playing I've ever heard.
Right.
I just in absolute awe of his phrasing, of the freshness, the effervescence, the musical concept is just remarkable. See what you think. This is really special. So I'm going to find somewhere special to put this record. It's a standard release. It's an HMV, but it is quite early. It would have to be from the late 20s, I'd say, maybe early 30s. But I'm aware of most of the recording sessions that Casals that he made, and there's not that many around that time. So I think around about the late 20s. But see what you think.
Yeah.
I just think this is some of the most beautiful cello playing, and I'm so pleased I found this record again.
Great.
Okay, there we have vk3sl, a long time ago, and some of the most elegant playing. I just love his off-the-string playing. He just did
Beautiful rubato, wasn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
Almost a gentle sort of swagger, really.
I know. He just takes these subtle borrowings and give and take, and it just has this whimsical character.
So musical, isn't it?
It is so musical, it's just so felt. Oh, I just, and all those, it's so nuanced. Every one of those spiccato notes is varied in length, just to give the right feeling of right flavour and colour.
Lovely stuff.
And it's so hard to do that really well.
Yeah.
And you often hear it done sort of completely
overdone,
yes, or overdone, or sort of like done for effect. But this is just so
natural, isn't it?
Yeah, it is natural. It's just it kills me. I think that is one of the most remarkable things. And some of the little runs, I love the way he diminuendos on the run, and all those runs are slightly different to each other.
There's so much detail in there, isn't there?
There's so much detail. Everything that's repeated has a different character, or a different shade, or a different hue, or different nuance.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful. Now, there's this gorgeous Largo by Vivaldi on the other side, and I'll play that at the very end. And I'm only going to play one other thing in between, because, but I'm keen to play this because it's again, it's been sort of packed away for a long time, and there's so many records here that are stuck in boxes, hidden away, and every so often I've got to do a resort so that new stuff comes out.
Yeah.
Because I just don't have room to have everything accessible. Now, this is a set of records from the ABC. It's even got the ABC stamps all over it, and it even tells us when they were last played.
Oh my God!
Yeah, so it was first played in 1943 and last played in 1955. And it happens to be St. Paul's Suite by Holst.
Holst, right.
And it's a work I really love.
I love it too.
Yeah, and I've played this.
I like it as much as the planets, you know that?
Yeah, sure. I know, it's gorgeous. The planets planets
are good,
but this is very special. And I toured overseas playing this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we did our tour of China back in '87, I think it was, when I was quite young. We went to we played this on our tour, and but look, this is a historic recording. Not that long after it was written. When was it published? It was published in 1922, and I think this recording was probably made in the late 30s, early 40s.
Wrote it for his girls' school, didn't he?
Yes, he did. I've got the information on the St. Paul Suite here. Yes, finished in 1913. Yes, he served as the school's music master from 1905 to 1934.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and was grateful to the school for building a soundproof studio for him. Yeah, this is one of the many pieces he wrote for the school's students. So anyhow, this would probably be the first recording of it. So, and
it's historic.
It's got a big label on the thing. It says this record is the property of the Australian Broadcasting Commission. It says.
Yeah.
Anyhow, it's the Jacques String Orchestra, conducted by Reginald Jacques, and I did a quick search on them, and Thomas Reginald Jacques had this orchestra, and regularly worked with Kathleen Ferrier in the 50s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they performed at the Edinburgh Festival, and he was well known as a choral and orchestral conductor, especially for sort of small-scale Baroque orchestras and this type of thing. And he worked a lot with Sir David Wilcox in the 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyhow, that's Reginald Jacques. He conducts this, and there's about 4 movements. There's 4 sides, actually, 2 10-inch discs, 4 sides, so it'll be a little bit of changeover in between.
Yeah.
It's just very dusty. I'm just going to give this a clean with my arm, just to get the worst of the dust off. Yes, and they're laminated pressing, so it should sound quite good, actually. So, yes, but I will have to turn the record over. Side 1 is the first movement, the Gigue.
Yeah.
Second one is ostinato, sort of written in with Baroque antecedents, really. And the third movement is intermezzo, and the fourth one is the Dargason. And I noticed that the Dargason, the fourth movement, has had the most plays.
Yeah. I'm surprised.
Yes, but we'll hear the whole lot. It doesn't go very long, and yeah, this is rather special. So here we go. It's on a set of Columbia records, and we start with the Jig, and we're going to hear the St. Paul Suite by Gustav Holst. The famed Dargerson, the final movement of the St. Paul Suite with its reference to Greensleeves.
Lovely.
Isn't it marvellous?
It is.
It's such great string writing, isn't it?
Certainly is.
Yeah. Apparently they actually recorded Greensleeves as well. Now, I've just found it online. And another 78. I might just play this before I'll make this the penultimate.
Yes.
But I'd like to hear this. I really like that interpretation. I like the full-blooded string sound, and
Very nice.
It was great. And the intermezzo is glorious in that piece. And my mouse has gone to sleep. Oh, things are not quite working out the way I'm expecting them to. Maybe this is not going to be a go. I'll just have to bear with me. I've got a sleepy computer, and things are not quite in sync. But yeah, I was trying to get a date on that, but there's no reference to it anywhere. I couldn't find anything, and so here we go. I'll just quickly click in. Now, is this going to work? No. Oh, everything's gone to sleep.
Oh, no.
I think it's an early night somehow, but I can dial it up on the other system. Actually, I've got a reserve here. Let's see if I can make this one work. YouTubium, bear with me. So here we go. YouTube. I think it'll default to my account. Hope so. Otherwise, I have to go and find it all. Fingers crossed. Are we online? Yes. Now, bear with me. I'm just finding the spot. History, triage, the Jacques Orchestra Greensleeves Fantasia. I want to hear this.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's the Vaughan Williams one.
Oh, very good.
I think. Or I'm guessing, actually. I think it is. So, any more information? This is a 19... There's... no. Okay, yes. I can't verify that, if it's the Vaughan Williams one or not, but I'd like to hear it anyhow. So, yeah, let's have a listen to the Jacques Orchestra with the Greensleeves Fantasia. Yes, it is the
Yes,
Vaughan
it
Williams.
is.
Yeah. how beautiful was that? Wow. That's the Jacques Orchestra with the celebrated Green Sleeves from Ralph Vaughan Williams, the Green Sleeves Fantasia.
Lovely.
Wasn't it beautiful? I love the no-nonsense approach to it. It was just very straightforward, and I really enjoyed that. I thought that was great. I just noticed that I said that was just one little one I'll squeeze in, because this is what happens. You get little suggestions that come up on the screen. And there's another one here called A Celtic Lament, featuring the Jacques Orchestra, and I've got to subscribe to this guy. It's a site which I've never seen before, called, the name of it is, quote, Yet Another Guy Uploading 78s. Isn't that brilliant? But and they're not over-processed, which is wonderful. So here we go. This one is Celtic Lament, and this will be our penultimate, because I've got a wind, and I've got this lovely Vivaldi logo to finish at the end. But we'll play this, and then we'll wind up shortly thereafter. The Celtic Lament, the Jacques Orchestra with Reginald Jacques, and I think these were recorded in 1945. work called Celtic Lament, featuring the Jacques Orchestra there. Yeah, beautiful.
Very nice indeed.
Yeah, it's lovely. Very plaintive. All right. Okay, Frank, well, that'll be it for tonight, and we'll catch up with you on Sunday.
Sunday it is. Now, I should tell you, next Saturday,
Yeah.
I'm going to a recital by my dear old friend Harold Fabricant.
Oh, right. Okay, great. Fantastic.
He's recovered from his broken little finger.
Okay,
In
back on
fact,
board.
he broke it again. He had another fall.
Oh, no.
But anyway, he's in playing condition.
Yeah.
However,
Yes.
he hasn't got a lot of strength in it, so that needs that he has to play the organ rather than the piano.
I see. Won't be playing any Scarlatti this time.
No, not this time, not unless he plays it on the organ.
Okay.
But he won't do that.
Yeah.
It's easier to press the keys on the organ than the piano.
Yes, I can
Of course.
understand. Yes, naturally. Definitely it is. Okay, so he's giving an organ recital. Well, you have to give us the rundown. I'd love
I
to hear
certainly
about it.
will. Yeah, we're looking forward to it a lot.
Yeah, that's really special. That's great. Oh, I always enjoy hearing about his programs. What a remarkable individual out
He's
there.
incredible.
Yeah.
He's got an honourary law degree from Monash. I only found that out recently.
Really? Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That is fabulous. All right, Frank. Well, that's good. It's next Saturday. In fact, I won't be around next Saturday either. I've got to going to a friend's party. He's having a silent film party. That's another story. Yeah.
Yeah, that should be fun.
It should
You'll
be good.
enjoy that.
Yes, I will. Not many of us silent film buffs around. So, yeah, it's a... Yeah, I'll count about that later.
Yeah,
So,
good.
alrighty. So catch up Sunday, and thanks, listeners. Thank you for tuning in and being a part of
Indeed.
our meander. And quite a lot of English music tonight, which was good, and light musics.
Excellent.
Yeah, it was good. Alrighty, so we'll finish with this recording of Pablo Casal's late 1920s, and he's playing a Vivaldi Largo. Not much of Vivaldi recorded in that era, but this is a slow movement from some forgotten concerto or sonata or something. I don't think there's any context for this, but it'll be a nice way to ride out.
Cheers from VK3JR.
And thank you, Frank. We'll catch you.
Yes.
Indeed, thank you. And and for me, vk3sl, thank you for listening and for being a part of it. And just a note that we are testing, of course, on 160 and on UHF, and also streaming as we speak. Okay, all right, let's have a listen to the remarkable eloquence of Pablo Casals as our final for tonight.